What's good, y'all? It's Mikey T, the movie star. I'm back. This is another Report Card Radio exclusive. That's right, we are hitting you with that viral news. Unfortunately, today the story pertains to be about 50 Cent, the G Unit General. And for that reason, my co host Bangum Smurf from Keeping It Real will not be joining me today. So let's get right into the news. A few days ago, we all got the news that Pop Smoke was taken out. He was taken out in his Hollywood Hills rental, and that was very unfortunate. We've had a lot of that going on. R.I.P. to Kobe, R.I.P. to Pop Smoke. You know, a lot of deaths going around right now in Hollywood, so it's not something you can really take lightly. So what does the news bring this morning? There's been a lot of talk about Pop Smoke's album, the release for his his only album after his death, possibly his only album, and who determines they want to executive produce this album? None other than 50 Cent. Curtis Interscope Jackson wants to executive produce Pop Smoke's album. How predictable, how cliche. You know, this sort of reminds me of when Eminem did Tupac's last album, Loyal to the Game. And, you know, at the time, it was a good record sales booster at the time when it released. It racked up a couple sales, but now looking back at it 10 years later, a lot of people look at it as one of the worst Tupac albums. I'm just keeping it real. That's what a lot of people say after the fact. So we got to look at this Pop Smoke 50 Cent situation in realistics. We got to look at the realistic nature of it. 50 Cent, he likes to get his hands into the hot project. We've seen this on multiple occasions. This guy, he swarmed after Tekashi 6ix9ine, brought him up to the This Is 50 offices. Punch credits himself with having done that after months and months and months of asking 50 to mess with Tekashi. 50 eventually obliged him. So 50 jumped on that hot project. Another artist that DJ Punch actually brought up to This Is 50 was Designer. And 50 shrugged him off the first time he met him. And then a week later, a few days later, Panda was popping on the radio and he said, "Yo, what can we sign this guy for? Let's get this guy up here and let's get him signed." So the deal didn't work out because Kanye West ran into Designer. So 50 jumps after these artists after the fact. You even had Nicki Minaj on her Queen radio talking about, "Fifth, why didn't you sign me? Why didn't you sign me back in the day?" 50's reasoning was Fendi. I've met Fendi on a couple occasions. Fendi was blown away by me. Blown away the first day he met me, but then he never even wants to return a call back. It's cool. You know, Fendi's on, like 50 said, Fendi's on, he got his business all the way up. His business acumen is beautiful at this point in life. I mean, when I ran into Fendi again after blowing his mind, he was at my homie's club, the Lotus Lounge, now called the 444 Club in New Haven, West Haven, Connecticut, and he had brought out Fabulous and Jadakiss during the Freddy vs. Jason era. It was dope. But getting back to the release of Pop Smoke's album, it'll be interesting to see what type of a impact 50 Cent has on this album. We all know that 50's been kind of lukewarm. He's been kind of cold ever since the release of his Animal Ambition album. And that was the album where he literally released every single song, track after track, week by week, music video to music video. That was his grand scheme, his grand marketing scheme for his last album. So I gotta wonder, what's he gonna do with Pop Smoke's last album? The rumors are he's reached out to Drake. He reached out to Roddy Ricch. Roddy Ricch sent him back the hand emoji, letting him know it's all good. Roddy Ricch, #1 albums, 100K bets with Young Thug. We'll see. We'll see if he jumps on that. Because, you know, in this game, I've learned the handshake is not the best way to go in this game. You want that concrete paperwork. You just don't want somebody telling you, Yeah, you can do this. Yeah, you can do that. You need that concrete paperwork that stamps it. So we'll see what happens with this. Maybe 50's going to put down some dollars. Maybe 50's going to put down a few $1,000,000 to bring that last Pop Smoke album over to G Unit. That could be my only guess, is that he's going to fork up a couple $1,000,000. He's going to buy the last Pop Smoke album, and he's going to make it a G Unit release. Let's look at the last few G Unit artists he's had. First, he grabbed Kid Kid. Kid Kid wowed him. Kid Kid's doing better than he's ever been doing now. He's actually got his money up. He's living comfortably, able to take care of his. Salute to Kid Kid. He actually brought me up to the G Unit offices before. We did a dope interview. Nothing really materialized with Kid Kid, if we're being 100% real. Kid Kid's record deal with G Unit didn't really materialize. Then he also signed Uncle Murda off of the Wrap Up fame. Uncle Murda's been doing his wrap ups for the last couple of years and been catching a lot of buzz off of that. So, but look what happened with Uncle Murda. Nothing really happened. They did the whole Lenny Grant. They used his government name type thing. Maybe they were going the whole Curtis Jackson type route on that. 50 thought that marketing would be, popular, but it wasn't. It didn't turn out to be popular. But, Uncle Murda's still traveling with 50, getting money, getting experiences that he may never have had in his life. So you got to commend him on that. But all in all, when we're talking about 50 Cent executive producing Pop Smoke's album, you got to look at all the albums that he's executive produced in his past. There's only a few blunders in there. I mean, this guy has done G Unit albums, Beg for Mercy, Terminate on Sight. He's released albums, 2 albums for each of his artists. Aside from Tony Yayo, he released 2 albums from Young Buck. He released 2 albums from Lloyd Banks. He released a Mobb Deep album. 50 has had a lot of stuff that he's wanted to do in his career. I wonder if he's going to get the opportunity to do this. We'll see. Good luck, 50. R.I.P. Pop Smoke. R.I.P. Kobe. And, this is Mikey T, the movie star. Report Card Radio, exclusive news.